Attempt number 2. We shall try this out. I got my Zoom sweater on. We're going to be joined by Fletcher. I hope. Fletcher's one of our faves. Let's see if this works out. Hold on, what do you see? My cat. I had my door closed because it's like the only quiet place, but he snuck in. I'll show you. He's ready. Big Fletcher fan. He's undrunk. Big Fletcher fan. He's really cute. This one wakes me up every morning, whether we're in quarantine or not. Every morning. This is the first thing I see every morning at 6. This face. First thing I see, always. Could be worse things. He's super cute. So I'm in my guest room right now. I kind of use this as like a makeshift closet. So this is where I'm hanging out. I'm on the air right now too. So if you put on 96.5 TDY, you can hear me. The show's on. So what's up, Lexi? John Patrick, man, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. All right, Fletcher. This is the moment of truth. Moment of truth. This is for all the marbles. Oh, shnikes.
Hello. I'm finally here.
How are you?
Why was that so difficult?
I think it just like give us more suspense. It's just
Yeah, it was just like such a better build-up. Now we're here.
such a better build up. I like a good tease.
Yeah, we love the good teas.
How are
What's
you?
up? I see you put on a sweater for me.
I did.
I
It's
feel
from
really
Primark.
special.
Don't get too excited.
It's from where?
Primark?
Oh, honestly, Primark is where it's at. That's like the universe's best kept secret.
You get a whole wardrobe for like $150. It's great.
It's insane. Like their hoodies are so good. Like really, it's cheap stuff, but I'm not mad at it.
It's pretty cozy.
I went through this phase where I just wore this like weird turtle. I was like I had like a turtleneck phase like 5 years ago maybe, and I got them all from Primark, and it was just like it was my jam. And then I just remember looking back at a photo one day, and I was like, this has to end. This phase needs to be over in my life. So Primark had a good run for me.
Yeah, there's some things that don't last like one wash. It's like a one wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you really just give out your phone number on social media?
I did, and I'm really
How bored are you?
Well, everyone's being like, is this really you? Is this really you? And I'm like sending back selfies. I'm like, yes, it's really me. But like now I have like 3,000 texts in my inbox, and I'm like, oh my God, I need a second. Like it's gonna take me a second. I'm trying to respond. What?
I texted you photos of my cats. So hopefully you'll find them.
Your cat's really cute.
He's pretty sweet, right? His name is Marshall.
Marshall. He's like super white and fluffy. I like him.
Yeah, I sent you photos, so hopefully you'll find that in your 3,000 texts. Did you get any like really weird messages so far? I'm sure
everyone's just being like, this is definitely a bot. And I'm just like sending back a selfie, or like I sent somebody back like a video of my dad. And I'm like, no, I swear to God, it's really me. I'm like Bob Fletcher. I'm like this Bob Fletcher just like chilling on the couch right now. Like I swear this is actually happening.
So really yeah, real. I feel like, everyone's been kind of taking this whole thing day by day. I guess, how are you today? What's going on?
Today's a good day. I woke up today and I got myself to do like a little yoga this morning, which is something that I've been trying to do more of, that I like made a promise to myself to do a little bit more of. And I feel like I always feel better when I do that. But I don't know, every day has been like such a weird emotional roller coaster, and some days feel really hard and I can't literally get myself to do anything. And then other ones, I don't know, I feel like I'm really learning to realize that like you don't really need that much to like be happy and survive, other than alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than like, yeah, I'm kidding, but like also no, you definitely need a good bottle of tequila in the house to get through all
Yeah.
this.
I keep checking the time. Like, is it too early? What are the rules here? It's
You're on
Friday.
you're on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, I'm in Philly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, we're getting there. It's almost that time.
Yeah, no, we've got yeah, I'm on the East Coast too. So we've got like I feel like we could have a drink in like 2 hours.
2 hours, and that's fine. We're not
Yeah.
animals, monsters, or anything.
No, that's not absurd. That's not ridiculous.
You've
Wait, do
Yeah.
people tell you that you look like Ashton Kutcher?
No, but I'll take
Because
it.
somebody just commented in this and wrote, "Is that Ashton Kutcher?" And then I looked at your face and like I kind of see it. If he shaved his head.
I'll take it. Well, this was like accidental. Like my fiance tried to give me a quarantine haircut, and she just like buzzed it all off. This is 3 weeks
No.
later. Like it's finally now growing back.
I feel like so many people are just having like really bad botched jobs with haircuts. My like I helped my brother with a haircut and he was all just like so uneven and it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Well,
And
like the
he's
beard
so
trimmer
mad.
died halfway through, so like it was shaved, and then like clumps of hair were just like chilling,
Yeah.
and then we had to like
And
wait
it
for it to.
looks worse when you catch it in natural light. I'm just like, that is not a look for anybody. And I'm so sorry I just did that to your head, but he eventually got over it. It looks it started to grow back a little bit.
God, times are
Yeah.
tough.
I know, it's so crazy.
Well, you've been so relatable and honest on social media, which I think is helping a lot of people, myself included, because I feel like what you're thinking and going through is what a lot of people are thinking. Like, just how every day is different, even though it's the same. Because like physically it's the same because we're still in our pajamas and at home, but like mentally we're going through different things and different emotions. And I feel like there's a part of me that's like I should be doing more. I should be like learning another language, and I should be, blah 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 blah. But it's like, frankly, it's hard to even like take a shower some days.
Right?
And I feel like you've been so open about that.
Yeah, well, I just feel like at the start of all this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this could be such a productive time. Like I finally can have the time to do the things that I've been really wanting to do and like learning a different language and getting better at playing guitar and cooking more and like maybe I'll paint and do some drawings and it's just like the reality of that stuff is that times are so weird right now and like it's such a difficult time for like anxiety too and it's like it's really hard to feel creative and feel productive and feel inspired when you're not going out in the world and like hearing conversations and seeing people doing things and seeing new things and like nothing's really triggering any like inspiration for me. um and so it's just been really hard when you also don't have any kind of schedule. It's not like anyone's like, get up, you have work or you have class or you have a meeting for this or whatever it is. It's like there's nowhere really to be. So then that also just opens up such a another floodgates of anxiety because you're just like, oh my god, the potential is endless. Like I could do all these things but like I really don't want to do any of them. So I don't know. And it's this weird thing of feeling like, oh, I should be doing something right now. I should be feeling something right now. Like, what is it? Why can't I figure it out? And it's just, I don't know, it's been really hard for me. It's been really weird, but I feel like this last week I feel like I've kind of really finally like surrendered to the fact that this is happening and it's like, okay, you know what, maybe I'm not going to learn a new language in this amount of time or I'm not going to become like a great guitar player, but I've attempted a couple things and like at least I don't know, I'm just trying to listen more to like what I actually need and actually want to do. And sometimes it's just like if that's just spend the day on the couch and like the only thing I manage to do is like FaceTime a couple friends and then that's the day that it was.
Right. Absolutely. Like trying to forgive yourself a little bit for stuff like that. And you had a tweet recently. It's like you write out like a to-do list and you end up doing none of it because it's like it's overwhelming. It's like I have all these goals for the day. What I'm going to accomplish.
Yep.
You know?
I stopped writing a to-do list because it was making me, I was talking to my therapist about it too, because I'm like, okay, I have this to-do list and I write down all the potential things that I could do. And then I maybe do like one of them or start one of them. And then I just feel like a flop at the end of the day because I'm like, oh my God,
Right.
I didn't get any of them done. And so I stopped
Yeah.
writing it. And like, it's honestly, I have felt so much better the last week. Maybe that's like not a good thing for everybody to do because a lot of people like to see it written out and like to feel like they've accomplished things. And I usually do, but it's not been helpful for me. And it's, if anything, it's just been reminding me of all the things that I like set out to do and haven't been doing.
Sure.
So I stopped with the list, and
I
yeah,
agree. That's how I usually function too. Like I have to like write things out and see it mentally just for myself. But like lately, it's just like maybe all I need today is just to get drunk and play a fun game on Zoom with family. Yeah, like maybe that's the goal. You know what I mean?
literally
It is what it is.
that was my
We're all
goal
trying to
for
figure it out.
yesterday, and that's what I did yesterday. I got drunk with my family at night, and we played categories, and it
Love
was so,
categories.
yeah, we played it with my parents, and it was just so funny to just like hear them coming, the words that my dad was making up. I'm like, where is your brain at? And clearly he's lost it in quarantine because his answers were so funny. But it was a really good time, and if anything, it's just made me appreciate like the people that I'm around and the people that I do have in my life, and just the ones that I really care about.
Yeah, that's super true. And I feel like couples are either getting super close during this time or it's the opposite. Like some couples
Right?
are not going to make it.
I feel like divorce rates are probably going to skyrocket, which is really
It's not going
crazy.
to be good.
I feel like there's going to be a baby boom from this. You know, like what else are people are just getting it on, and they're like, what else is there to do?
Just drunk and bored.
Yeah, just drunk and bored and making babies. So I don't know. Times are weird.
There could be worse things.
Yeah, it could be worse, honestly. But yeah, I feel that it's definitely it's super trying for real. My family and I, we all wanted to literally like rip each other's heads off the first like 2 weeks of
I'm
this.
sure.
Yeah, we were all like, I hate you. And we're like, I hate you too. But now it's like, you know what? No, we really love each other, and it's been interesting to like I've always been very sensitive to people's energies, and so it's really made me realize how much your own energy like impacts a space. You know, when you're with the same people for that amount of time, it's like I have to be conscious of the energy that I'm bringing to this space and to this environment, because it can totally affect the entire room and like the entire house and the entire family. So it's made me more conscious of like my own space and what I contribute. Sorry, I didn't pause
That's
that.
a really good point.
But
Oh, no, you're good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And another post of yours that got my attention was obviously the post about the saint and what that meant to you. Talk a little bit about that because that was really inspiring and some good news, some positive news came from that.
Yeah, yeah. So I grew up near Asbury Park, and there is a venue in the town called the Saint, which is a really, really iconic place. And people from like Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen, to just even like local hometown bands. It's kind of like a rite of passage if you're from Jersey to play the Saint, and it's where I played my first ever live show with like original music that I had written. And I remember selling it out to the first time for like maybe about 100 people. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm doing it. Like, this is like, this is my life. I want to do this for the rest of my life. And it felt like such a milestone in my career. And I was always so nervous for those shows, like the shakiest, most nervous performer. But it was such a place that like helped me get my legs as a performer, and was like such an important space for me. And it's also just like it's the diviest of dive bars. It's covered with just like layers of stickers and signatures, and the, you know, the bathrooms or the toilets, like there's not even like a speck of porcelain left. It's all sticker, and it's like it's messy, it's dirty, and there's just it's so like rich with so many stories and history. And I found out that because of everything happening right now, it wasn't able to stay open. They weren't able to afford being able to stay open, and somebody launched a GoFundMe. And they ended up, you know, as of now, they've raised like $30,000, which is so crazy. And yeah, they like announced like we're not going to close now. So that was really cool. That was like a really sick moment for me. And I just, the second I found out, I was like, oh my God, I have to save the Saint. Like, this can't happen. This place is so special and so important to not just me, but so many people and young artists. And I've always had this vision of like going back there and playing a show, because I haven't since like 2000 and maybe 17 or 16, maybe. I haven't played a show there. Like, that's the last time I did it. So I would just love to go back and be there again.
That's incredible. So here's like your post before that saying like, I'm not accomplishing anything. You helped preserve this landmark in Jersey. Like that's insane. Like
I mean, I don't
so
know.
much
I don't know
good
if
came from that
I don't
post.
know. Everybody was posting about it. I don't know how much contribution I made, but I just felt like I owed it that to at least like let the people know that follow me that it's a really special place to me. And then I went on the GoFundMe and I saw people like I looked at who was donating and people were writing their names and they were being like for Fletcher, for Fletcher, for Fletcher. And and
Amazing.
I cried and it was so cute and it was really sweet. And I just think it's, I mean, some people were like, people are dying. And I'm like, my God, of course I know people are dying. This is such a like a heartbreaking time for so many families and my heart is broken for so many people that have lost anyone, and that's obviously the real stuff that matters is people's lives. And I didn't want anyone to think I was tone deaf to that situation, because trust me, I have a close family friend that like almost lost their life, and I know many people that know people who have passed. So but it's definitely just a really hard time for small businesses,
Yeah.
and everyone is just like taking such a hit from this, both like professionally and emotionally, and it's difficult. And I think
There's just so many layers to it.
yeah, there really is, and it's so hard to like grasp and understand that this is even real. Like this is not something like I am such an anxious person, and I like plan for the worst in everything, but like this is not a situation that my anxiety has ever prepared me for. Like this is not a situation that I ever even thought could actually be a thing.
It's
I don't know
all
that
uncharted
anyone did it.
territory.
That we're
Yeah.
all just like around the world, we're all indoors hiding from this invisible like monster.
Yeah. And the wearing the mask, like that like freaks me out. Like going to the supermarket and everyone's just like freaking out and everyone's anxious and on edge, and it's just weird. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, like every 5 seconds. Like it's just a weird freaking time, and everyone's just kind of like wrapping their heads around it. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I just think there's no real way to like I don't know, I think everybody's processing it in a different way, and however you are is totally fine. You shouldn't. I think the thing that I was doing at first was I was like seeing so many other artists like posting clips of them being in their home studios and writing songs, and I was like, oh, I could do that. I could be doing that. Those are the people that are going to come out on top in this time, the ones that are like making all the use of this time. And I was just comparing myself to everybody, or people that were posting their workouts. And I'm like, I literally can't even like get off the couch right now. Like, why? I'm feeling really mad and frustrated with myself. And then I just got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I am not those people. I'm never going to be those people. And those people are never going to be me. And nobody feels an emotion the exact same way. So, um, just kind of like have given myself more space to just go through it how I'm kind of going through it. And it's just and we're all it's so crazy that the whole world is going through this. It
Yeah.
actually is blowing my mind.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, if I can just make it through this with like my health, my family's health, and like my sanity, then I feel like I'm doing okay. I don't have to like
Yeah.
be so
and,
hard on myself to do
and I
do
think
more than that.
and I think everyone is just like it coming out of this. I never again will take for granted like being in a bar and seeing people laugh and like taking shots with each other, or being in a venue and hearing like a roaring audience, or like in a stadium somewhere. And even just like if I'm a fan at a show, it's like I will never again take that for granted. It's just the
It's gonna
little
hit
things that it's
different
like,
after quarantine.
yeah, exactly. Like it's just given me a totally new perspective of all the things that I'm like, whoa, I really miss that and I really love that. And yeah, I think it's making all of us like reframe our way of thinking and what really matters and what's important, and just making me so much more grateful for the things that I did have before this, that I just kind of like didn't really think twice about. It's just like driving past a down a street and seeing like a crowded bar. You're just
Right.
like I miss seeing that. I miss seeing people together. I miss people laughing. And
Yeah, before all this, like that wouldn't even like register in my head. Like that wouldn't even, oh, okay. But
Right?
like
It's
now,
like a
it's like
crowded restaurant, and the second I see that again, I'll be like, guys, I love you all.
we're doing it. We're
Keep
doing it.
drinking,
Everyone's
keep
getting a hug.
eating. Yeah, we're doing it. This is really
Everyone's
it.
getting
We're
a
doing
hug.
it.
I'm talking to every Lyft driver. I want to hear all about their, baby daddy stories. I want to hear everything.
Everything. I went to a like a health food store the other day to go try to find some like vitamin C or something, and the cashier and I were like, they make you stay like 10 feet back, and you
Mm.
have to literally like toss your credit card and like toss it back to you, like nobody has any communication. But she just started talking about something, and I stayed there for like 40 minutes just listening, and we just talked at a distance, and she was just talking about where she's from, and she used to live in India, and then she moved to New York, and I know all about her like cat and a surgery that it had, and I was just like asking everybody about everything, because I'm just like, wow, you have such a story, and how weird that our paths cross in this one moment in this random town. And like, I also just miss hearing people talk. And so I'm just like, just tell me whatever it is. Um, so I feel you on asking about your Lyft drivers, baby daddies, because I figured the
Yeah.
same thing in
I'm
my
talking to my mailman, the waiter. Like when the waiter sits down to give you the specials, by all means, come on in, sit
oh
down, make yourself
yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah, usually people are like, "Oh, get the specials over with. Nobody wants it. You're going to rip us off anyway. Get through the fact that the potatoes are scalloped and they're drizzled with truffle oil. Like, enough. Thank you. Next." But now I'm just going to be like, tell it one more time. Tell it a
Yeah.
second time. Tell it a third time."
So true. And maybe that's one of the silver linings from this. It's like, we're gonna have a greater appreciation for life and
Mm.
everyone who's in this life. So I feel like you're gonna have to draw some positives as hard as it is, every day.
Yeah, just
So
more I think more patience. It's like everyone is like, I've got places to go. I've got people to see. The world revolves around me. I'm doing this and that. And it's like, no, actually, the world is flourishing without us in it right now. There's like,
right.
the air is cleaner, pollution levels are down, there's dolphins. I don't even know if this is true. Apparently there's dolphins in the Venice canals. Who knows? Somebody fact check me, that might not be right. But the world is like perfectly flourishing and existing without us in it right now. So it's like, it doesn't need us. So
Right.
then that's such an ego check, because here we are thinking that the world revolves around us, when actually it's like doing so much better without us in it. So it makes you think that when we return, it's like, no, we should be really humbled and gracious to even be existing on this planet. And I hope it just makes everyone like slow down and give somebody else the time of day, because you
Right.
don't know, because like human life is so precious. And we all have a story, and like I feel so much more invested than in other people's stories now, more so than I ever have before.
And the world is healing. Like Philly and Jersey now have wildlife probably now. Like they probably have like the water is clear. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, the water's so gross and gray in Jersey, and I saw a picture recently that it's like in my hometown where I'm from, and somebody sent a picture, and I'm like, I've never seen that water like look kind of blue, like look a little less gray. um
Right. Yeah, the
so
Schuylkill River in Philly is a little less green, I feel like now. So I think that's probably a good thing.
yeah.
So I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take what we can get. It's just, I hope that everyone doesn't just come back from this and just be like, just bombard like a bunch of monsters, but I don't know. I think from everyone that I've talked to, everybody has shared a similar perspective of that it's really made them rethink the way that they kind of just want to like move about in the world.
Agreed. I think so too. I think a lot of people have that same perspective, which is good. In fact, I think you have a lot of people that you have to respond to via text.
Yeah, I do. I have to prove to people that it's me. They're like, "Is this a bot?" I'm like, "No, bitch, it's me. Look,
No, no.
it's
Here's
literally."
another video of my dad to drive home this point.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm plugging my phone in because it's gonna die.
So yeah, so I'll let you go respond to your text. You're so freaking awesome. I think
Oh,
everyone just
thanks,
needs
Brent.
needs your energy. You know what I mean? Like I feel like just your presence alone is very helpful.
That's so kind. I really appreciate you, and I'm glad we figured out how to get me into this chat, because that would have been the ultimate buzzkill of 2020. Way
It's
more
such
of
a
a buzzkill
buzzkill.
than coronavirus.
Just me talking about my Primark sweater, just my face. Like that's not good.
Showing the cat. No, honestly,
Showing the
I was enjoying it. I was enjoying your stories.
cat.
They're great.
After this quarantine, you got to come back to Philly.
Hell
Say
yeah.
what's up to us.
We'll do it, and we'll take a tequila shot together.
Love it.
Cool.
Hopefully soon.
Okay.
Hopefully soon.
I know. I really hope so. I really, really hope so.
Nothing but positive vibes for you,
Yes.
and
Love you
you're
guys over
incredible.
at TDY. Thanks for having me on, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, we love you. Talk to
All
you
right.
later.
Later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.